so I last left off on the blood story. I should tell you all ahead of time, that I don't believe it was some sort of demon possession, and honestly, I don't think it was drugs either. Someone suggested it was a trance, and I guess that makes the most sense out of all the ideas. Either way, when he came back and laid down, he very calmly told me to go back to sleep and acted like his normal self again. Normal, being a very kind, average person with the sweetest tone I've ever heard. We'd done something akin to cuddling before, although I'm pretty sure that it was more accidental than anything else. When you're sleeping right next to someone, it's hard not to accidentally toss your arm over them in your sleep. He never did anything when I was awake though, except for tonight. I imagine he sensed my newfound apprehensiveness and wanted to make me feel better. I don't really know. Either way, he was much more affectionate. I mean, he was always affectionate, but it was different. He wasn't expecting sex. In hindsight, it's actually a little sweet. But then again, I guess he was probably trying to manipulate me too. At the time, I was just concerned that he had a hidden shank or something. But eventually, I did fall asleep. I slept through, without any dreams. I rarely dreamed at that time, and I rarely do now. I honestly can't remember a time when I dreamed about something that wasn't nightmarish. I watched a movie called Hard Candy tonight. It was about a girl who tortures a pedophile until he kills himself. Sometimes I wish I could do that to Mr. Andrew. I wish I could mentally destroy that man until he knows he has no way out except hanging himself from a fucking noose and spending his last moments trying to breathe, struggling, and regretting every moment of pain he put anyone through. I wish I could empower people like Amy, who disappeared because she wasn't fucking convenient enough to keep around and brainwashington, but I try not to hate people. I really, really do. I try my absolute best to be a peaceful person, because I don't want to hate people. I don't want to be angry. I want to be happy. I wish I had some sort of civil way to take care of that man and put him in jail. But honestly, he never committed one crime, as far as I can see. He was clever. He always arranged it so that someone else was carrying the act out, of their own accord. It's disgusting. Once he made me hit John. I don't even remember why at this point. Just piecing together memories, I think we were fighting for some reason. It was pretty rare for anyone to fight, so it was probably me starting some sort of confrontation. Even 16 months into my time I had some fight left in me, apparently. I think I accused him of something. I dunno. Either way, Mr. Andrews stepped in pretty quickly. This was made to be a pubic event for our now well over 30 members. I still barely knew their names, despite speaking to them every day of my life. Some people were pregnant, some hadn't been assigned to procreation yet. As far as I could tell, no one requested procreation, it was just something that they were told to do every once in a while. Anyway, we were brought out to the center field, where we held anything from picnics to summer meetings. John didn't hit me back. He didn't even try to defend himself. It was like he was just a punching bag, ready for me to beat the shit out of him and he could just take it. The first punch landed square inches the center of his stomach, and his only response was a groan. Not the groans I'd become accustomed to either, but a pained one. It made me feel guilty, but I hit him again in the same place. The third punch hit his face, upon the order of Papa himself. See, Papa was allowed to break the silence rule whenever he wanted. He knew when the appropriate time to speak was. According to who? Himself. What a shock. You must unleash your aggressions in a controlled area before they cloud your mind and force your hand in poor decisions. Punch 4, to his fucking ear. It was only sort of an accident. I wasn't really that experienced at fighting. Punch 5 to his nose. I didn't break it, but he was bleeding. Punch 6 to his right cheekbone, punch 7 to his left. All the while, you know who was speaking his rhetoric and brainwashing the masses. Our dear John, I expect at least one Channing Tatum reference in the comments, is strong. He will make it through this hardship, and he will thank us in the end. That snapped me out of it. Even in my almost enraged state, it snapped me out of it. Those were the words he said about her, about Amy, when James cut her up. I didn't react outwardly, at least no one caught it if I did, but I stopped. I'm not angry anymore. God, I was angry. But not at John. I wasn't angry enough to hit him at all in the first place, and when I was nursing the bruises and cuts I'd formed myself, I apologized. I broke the silence rule. I'm sorry. We left it at that.